The fourth commandment also happens to line up with the subject matter of Hebrews chapter 4, which is essentially focusing in on the Sabbath and keeping it holy. What does it mean to keep the Sabbath holy? See, by the time Jesus showed up, things got way out of hand from what was intended from the heart of God for his people and what it had become. It was supposed to be for the good of his people, to help restore them, fill them, and remind them of the incredible blessings and ultimately the eternal rest that they would have in heaven with Jesus and with their Creator for all eternity. But it had descended from something that was from that kind of a heart into something that became incredibly legalistic. Matter of fact, in Mark chapter 2, Jesus would say that the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. As to say, this is supposed to be for the good of your heart and your well-being. The idea of entering rest in the Sabbath was to remind people, like in the Old Testament, of the promised land, that you'll have this promised land, that it'll be your place of rest, but even then, it's just temporary. Even then, it's still pointing to a greater promise, and that promise is eternal rest. That promise is eternity, the promised land of heaven, which is our ultimate destination. So here I am in the back of our family car. I understand that rest is a lot easier said than done. I realize that for some of us, maybe getting away and creating opportunities and time to carve out space to think about the eternal things can become really easy to do. It can become a whole lot harder when you start adding other lives and other people into your world. You know, matter of fact, if you're a parent, this can become incredibly difficult to manage all the other little people in your world. Here, come on. Here's what I want you to know, is more and more when it comes to raising a family, keeping the Sabbath holy, entering into that time of rest becomes a lot easier said than done. Life can just become a bunch of endless calendars and schedules and just running from one situation to the next. But here's what Jesus really wants. Okay, hold on, stop. Okay, you gotta help me now. Now I'm trying to actually explain stuff. You're killing me. Wow, I'm living this whole talk right now. I love you all.
Killing.
Okay, so let me, I don't even know where I was at now. But you gotta stop laughing.
It's not cool, man.
The crazy thing that culture would have you believe is that this life would eventually become all about these little people. They're incredible blessings. But culture would rather you turn your family into idols in and of themselves, so that your day of rest is not thinking about the eternal things that God would have in store for you to consider in light of these temporal and present day sufferings and hardships and challenges. He intended this time to be a time of rest, and you can certainly do that as a family, and you can certainly do things as a family, and you can certainly have events and a schedule as a family. But the real question is, are we refreshing our souls in the process? Are we taking time to remind all of our little ones that God may have entrusted to you, that the reason that we've been blessed, the reason that we're a family, is that God saw fit to bless our family, that Jesus is the point, and that rest, true rest and eternal rest is found in Him, that the promised land that we know to be heaven in eternal life will surpass anything that we deal with, anything that we may go through in this life as a family or as individuals. And that's made possible because Jesus died on the cross for each and every one of us. He died for you. He rose again so that perfect love and perfect power would come together, that eternal rest would be ours. And we get to experience just a piece of that every single week. There you go. Great job, everyone. Chaos. Crazy. Life is crazy.
So, we're just having fun today.
Okay, you gotta go back by Grandma. Not yet.
Mr. Nuss.
You're second. You gotta stop laughing. All right, ready to be quiet on the set? Emerson!
It's really awesome.
Pam, there's just a lot of ways this can go bad. Let's just try to make it go good. No, sir. We're about to start. We'll be done very quick. Let's go, Team Duffy.
Is anybody gonna come or?
I don't know. They're playing hot cross buns or something back there.
Visual.
Oh my gosh. You ready back there? Let's give it a run.